LegacyMaker, the all sports network, presents a SIRTOBA media production where the struggle is real to be awesome.
5, 4, 3, 2.
The wait is over. Get your popcorn ready. It's time for the In or Out sports debate with your hosts,
Rod Isaac of the Rod Uncensored podcast,
and Drew Willingham.
Hello, everyone. We are live with episode 67 of the In or Out sports debate. I am your host, Drew Willingham, along with this week's special all-new panelist. From the Rod Uncensored podcast, a big fan of the Snowman in the Morning Show, and someone who I've also worked with a little bit prior to this episode as well. Give it up for Mr. Rod Isaac. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you for having me, Drew.
Hey, anytime, man. You definitely one who loves to talk sports and definitely have a wisdom of knowledge when it comes to like football and, of course, a little bit of basketball and the Lakers and LeBron and Tom Brady, and you definitely give a hard time to Snowman when you show up on his shows. With that being said, man, go ahead and take a minute and explain to my viewers where they can find you and a little bit about your background.
I'm a former MMA fail. Also, I have a channel on YouTube called Rod Uncensored Podcast where I talk about a lot of things, sports, relationships, a lot of wild stuff. So come check me out.
Definitely a lot of great stuff on there. And you could definitely find out why they call him Rhino Rod on the streets right there when you look at some of his shows. In the past, there was one that I looked at not too long ago, and you had a guy on there that went by Rhino, and you were describing like a little bit of your background, why they called you Rhino Rod. And we're not going to go into the description of that on the show, but I thought it was funny. And with that being said, Rod, speaking about where you can find him, let me go ahead and give the little bit of love to the LegacyMaker Sports Network and where you can find this show at. You can find this platform on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and as well on TikTok. You can find the latest sports coverage on LegacyMakerSports.com. You can find the In or Out Sports Debate on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Twitch, as well as the audio platforms on Apple and Google Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Prime, Anchor.fm, and you can download them individually on iTunes. You can also check out the video production brand that brings you this show as well on SIRTOBA Media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the new YouTube channel coming soon. But you can check out the latest on SIRTOBA.com. We are here for Double Debate Monday, as Rod Isaac is here with me for episode 67. But we also have this evening, episode 68. Brian H. Waters of the Wrestling Realm will be here, 8:05 p.m. Eastern, for episode 68. But again, we are here with Rod Isaac for this episode 67. Rod, this first topic, I know you're going to love to throw a little bit of fire in here. I'm looking forward to seeing what you got to say for this round one. Let's go ahead and take it into that round one and see what you got to say with that one.
Round one.
And here with round one, LeBron James is not better than Michael Jordan and therefore not the NBA's greatest of all time. How do you feel about this one,
I'm
Rod?
in.
Rod is in.
Come on, Drew. Let's be real, man. LeBron James is way better than Michael Jordan. What is Michael's record without Scottie Pippen? 1-6, right? So who's really the Robin and which one is really the Batman? I'm out.
So you're out. You changed your mind. You said it first. You're in. Make up your mind. Are you in or are you out?
I'm in, but I'm done. I'm sorry.
Okay, somebody's done. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go in, but I'm going to throw a little bit more flavor on it. I am in. Rod trying to come up on my show and nonchalantly say that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time and tried to throw it here, try to come up in here and say about, well, Scottie Pippen. Well, LeBron needed Chris Bosh. He needed Dwayne Wade to get those first 2 championships. They needed Kyrie and Kevin Love to get the third one. And don't even get me started on the fact that he needed a bubble and some healing with Anthony Davis and some other stars on that team that got that bubble championship. So, Rod, you come up on here trying to say nonchalantly and out, like iffy on the fence.
I'm just saying this.
Come on.
Just look at this. But look, he took that 2007 team to the finals. What did Michael do without Scottie?
Michael didn't play really without Scottie, except for he went to the Wizards, and he was kind of
no. I'm saying before Scottie got drafted, what was his playoff record? What finals did he go to?
He didn't go to any finals, but when he went to the finals, he was 6-0 in the finals. Was LeBron 4-6 in the finals or something like that?
One is Dr. Quinn and one is Medicine Woman. You got to know which one is which.
Yeah, but it was 2 totally different games of basketball, though. You got to look at the fact that when Jordan played, it was more physical. Now that LeBron's playing, it's more pussified because of the things that have changed since LeBron's been in the game. Just like Tom Brady, and you can make this argument, which Snowman makes it all the time, that Joe Montana's better because the game has changed so much during Tom Brady's time because of things that have been changed because of Tom Brady.
But they had better snipers. We had better shooters. In LeBron's era, it was way better shooters.
I mean, yeah, but we definitely have better shooters in this time frame when you think of Steph Curry and the other ones that are around in the game right now. Just the evolution of the game is different. It's more of a fast-paced endurance type of league. Like you definitely got to be able to run. Back in the day, you had to not only be able to run halfway, but you had to be physical at the same time. Like when you look at Jordan's highlights of him going to the rim, completely different than watching highlights of LeBron going to the rim.
But this man's playing 20-plus years. What was Michael averaging his last year? Did he ever score 47-plus and 10 rebounds?
He was also 40 years old. LeBron needs to get to age 40 first. Because if we took all the time that Michael, had those semi-retirements for baseball and then again,
whose fault is that though, Drew?
It's not, but you add those stats up, we could be talking completely different about the statistical part of the game. But yes, I'll give you this. At age 38, to be able to score 47 points, hats off to him. Is he the GOAT? No, he is not the GOAT.
I got another one, Drew. What is his son? What did Michael Jordan's sons do? I wait.
His sons, look, they haven't got to the NBA yet, bro.
I wait.
LeBron's 2 sons hadn't even got to the NBA yet.
They're going though. Is Michael's?
I mean, they have probably more of an easier path to go than Michael's because he's had them in the spotlight playing in AAU basketball games and stuff ever since they were like 8 years old. And we've got highlights.
LeBron gonna be a better owner than Michael. How many playoffs he got the Bobcats? I mean the Hornets too.
I mean, true.
13 years.
But okay, I might be able to tell you this. LeBron James might be a better father, okay? Spending more time with his kids to make sure they know the game of basketball, okay? Does that make him the greatest of all time, though?
He's about to get this scoring record. He's about to be top 10 in every category. So how is he not?
I mean, yeah, I guess if Michael Jordan slept in one of those chambers that LeBron sleeps in, like a vampire.
He had to leave the cigars alone and the steaks.
Yeah, but he didn't leave the lettuce alone. I tell you what, man, we'll let the commenters, we'll let the fans decide who's the greatest. Do you think it's Michael Jordan, or do you think it's LeBron James? And agree with Rod Isaac right here, saying that he feels like he is the greatest of all time. With that said, let's go ahead and take this into round 2 and see what we got for that one.
Round 2.
And here with round 2, the Dallas Cowboys should seriously consider signing 49-year-old T.O. Terrell Owens. How do you feel about this one, Rod? Are you in or are you out on this one?
I'm in this. I feel right now Terrell Owens is in great shape. I think he's better than what's his name? T.Y. Hilton. I think he's better than him right now at 49 years old. I feel like he probably could give you a couple. He definitely probably can give you a couple touchdowns in the playoffs. He's in He's in crazy shape. I'm definitely in.
So Rod says he's in on 49-year-old Terrell Owens joining the league. You know what? I got to agree with Rod on this. Now, what he did that final year when he was playing with the Bengals, I believe, when he was playing, no, I think he might have gone to Buffalo after the Bengals. I can't remember exactly, but his last year that he played, I mean, he wasn't really the greatest or anything. However, if you need him for some spark plays, like to get 4 receptions in a game, I wouldn't put him in the slot and have him go all the way over the middle. 49-year-old, put him out there getting murdered in the middle of the field. But if you want to put him on some post routes on the corners on the left or right side, preferably the right side throwing quarterback with Dak, I would give it a shot. It's been a while, but I feel like, with George Blanda being age 48, even though he was a kicker in the NFL, he was a quarterback/kicker, and he's the one who holds the record at 48. It doesn't look like Tom Brady's going to get to age 48 or 49. I mean, he's pushing for it at age 45. It depends on how he comes back next year, if he does, which we'll get to that here in a little bit. But that's still 4 years away from breaking that record. T.O. is in tremendous shape, tremendous game playing shape still, to where he could actually take hits. And he's still running a 4.40 at age 49, or age 48. Well, 49, my apologies. So if he's still running that fast, a lot better than half the receivers in the league, and he's twice their age, what would it hurt to give him a shot? He's already an NFL Hall of Famer. He's not going to hurt his career by coming back and playing for a few games to finish the season out and help them out for a potential playoff run. If there's anybody else that can jump into the Cowboys system and be a benefactor of it, it would be T.O.
Just use him in the red zone.
Yeah.
Just not in the middle. No, yeah, not in the middle. Yeah. But he definitely can. I feel like he still can be productive at 48 years old.
Yep.
Look at him in the real league. Look what he did in the real league.
Yeah, in the Fan Control Football League, that was actually pretty interesting to watch. I mean, with the fans calling the plays, I guess, on tablets or however they're doing it on phones or whatever. I didn't ever get into the aspect of actually calling plays or anything, but I did watch some of the highlights of it, I guess, after the game was played, and he looked good. I mean, for someone who's in his mid to late 40s at the time, he looked good playing the game. So he's definitely taken great care of himself, and it's going to be interesting to see if anybody takes a shot on him. I mean, I feel like it's worth it. The risk reward's great on both sides.
Yes, definitely, man. What could have hurt?
Exactly.
I'm tired of him talking about it. Let him get a chance, and so he can shut up.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. I mean, the news reports that have come out, Jerry Jones is already squashing the rumors, saying that it's not happening. But for Hollywood, the dramatic aspect of it, and because it's Monday, I want to say that there's a good chance that he'll come. If you build it, he will come.
I'll take him on my Patriot team right now.
I bet you would.
We don't got no separation. We can't get no separation.
I bet you would, yeah. We'll see how that goes, my man. But before we go into round 3, let's show a little highlight clip of what's in store at 1:05 p.m. Eastern on Monday afternoons. That right there is the Sports Senseis Unleashed. You can find on Monday afternoons, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time on the SDM Sports Radio Network, on Snowman Multimedia, and in syndication on the evenings of Mondays here on the LegacyMaker Sports Network. We've gone through 2 rounds so far with Rod Isaac. We've got a few more left to cover. Let's go ahead and take this into round 3 and see what we've got to cover for this topic.
Round 3.
And here, Rod, with round 3, the LA Lakers should desperately need to make a trade soon. I apologize. The LA Lakers desperately need to make a trade soon. With that being said, how do you feel about this one? Are you in or are you out?
I'm in. The Lakers are desperate need of some shooters. I'm definitely would look into, can I get a trade for Kelly Oubre? I think he'd be a great, small forward / shooting guard for them. They need to get some shooting. They're in a desperate need for some shooting, maybe another big.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. And this one, I definitely agree with you as well. I'm in on this as well. I mean, when you think about the whole aspect of the Lakers, you've got the whole dramatic effect with Westbrook, and AD's always getting hurt. I mean, as you see in this graphic right here, when I pull it back up, round 3's graphic, you got AD. That's his most recent groin injury right there. You got, the head coach right there, Darvin Ham, basically hollering for more players in this graphic. And then you got Pat Beverly, who you've picked up, and Dennis Schroeder, who you brought back during the offseason. It's just not working out. This team's not even at 500. Westbrook is not the big, the big one that's actually causing the main distraction here. I feel like if they got rid of AD and traded him, there's a potential trade that's been actually talked about in the rumor mill where they could send AD with 3 draft picks. It'd be a first-round draft pick of next year, the following year's pick swap, and then the year after that be another first-round draft pick for DeAndre Ayton. If they brought him in, that would be a big boost to this team, and you could spread the floor a little bit better than what you can with AD, who, even if he stubs his toe, the guy's out for a week. I mean, he's the one, whenever he gets an injury, he sits out the extensive amount of time to rest that body, but it just doesn't seem like it's paying dividends now. That championship you got in 2020.
You choose some Samuel Jackson after you said DeAndre Ayton.
Do what?
Put some Samuel Jackson on after you said DeAndre Ayton. That teddy bear. Put Samuel Jackson on.
Say what again? Say what again?
Really? You really want Samuel for that?
He's a soft teddy bear.
You think he's softer than AD?
Without a doubt.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
What?
You see what happened to him? Gets Milwaukee. You already know what happened to him. What did he do?
He doesn't have as much of a history with the injuries as AD does.
What?
I said the history of injuries that AD does.
What?
I don't have to say it again.
Put some Chris Jericho on now, because he's shit in the bed.
Would you please shut the hell up?
All right. I'll take your advice with Chris Jericho on that one. But come on, man. You're shooting down the AD for Ayton trade, like, straight up.
Give me somebody if you want to give me somebody off a Portland Trailblazer, you want to give me some Yusuf, I'll take him. Give me somebody who can shoot the ball a little bit. They're just gonna stretch the floor. I can't. DeAndre Ayton, he's soft as a teddy bear. Come on, man. Give me Sam Perkins over him.
I think that the Lakers are probably going to go into this trade like this.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Because they're going to need some type of legitimate English to make this trade happen. So, I don't know. They've got to make a move, in my opinion. If they have any hope of getting to the playoffs this year, it's not looking good for the Lakers right now, Rod.
I might play Scotty. I might play little Scotty right now. He's a shooter. Dennis Schroeder. You already know what he is. He shit the bed when not taking that $80 million contract. I don't know what he was thinking about. I think he thought he was like Mike. I don't understand what he was thinking because I'm taking that $80 million.
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I can say it enough with this graphic that pops up here between him and Pat Beverly, their pickups. It wasn't that big of a splash during the offseason. Now, this upcoming offseason, there is some rumor to the fact that they might bring Kyrie Irving in because he's learned the error of his ways when it came to how he and LeBron played in Cleveland. I feel like that would be a bad move. And then, of course, they're saying the potential of
hold up. Do I gotta remind you what they did together? They was playing rucker ball.
Kevin Love.
They was playing rucker ball
in the post.
They was playing rucker ball. Even Klay Thompson said, "Man, they want Gogeta." like these boys was averaging 40 apiece together. If they didn't get KD, they would have won it 2 more times, without a doubt. KD was the infinite stone, you know what I mean, to help that franchise, because they was going to tear them up.
He didn't want to take a backseat to LeBron, because even when you saw when KD came into Golden State, he had issues with taking backseat to Steph. I mean, they made it work and got 2 championships. I don't think they would have made it work with if KD would have went to Cleveland. I think that they would have had even more of a dumpster fire than what they've had since he's been in Brooklyn.
No, I'm saying Kyrie and LeBron, if Golden State did not get KD, they would LeBron and Kyrie would tore him up more.
I don't know, man. It's I mean, we could put this stuff in NBA 2K all we want to, and we could be the ones who guide them to the ship ourselves. There's a difference between us mashing buttons and it actually happened in real life.
It definitely is. Definitely is.
So, but the other one I was saying too before we got into the whole Kyrie thing was there's other talks about Draymond Green potentially coming there during the offseason because he's going to be a free agent. But I think if he has the opportunity to take less and Golden State is still on the up and up, he's going to go back to Golden State. I don't see him leaving Golden State. I think he's going to finish and retire with Steph Curry.
I don't think so, Drew. I'm definitely disagree with you. If he can really see it, how they hang out, him, you know what I mean, LeBron and Draymond, he's definitely will come to the Lakers, man, and come off the bench, man. I think they need an enforcer at LA. He can push the
second team enforcer.
Yeah, they definitely need that. They need some more nasty play at that 4, and I think that definitely would help, man.
Yeah, I mean, they need a good second team enforcer because Russell Westbrook has had flashes of that, but you can even tell. I mean, it's his body language says he doesn't want to be on a second team. He wants to be leading the first team. But to help this team out, they do need some type of enforcer to come off the bench. Draymond would be big for that. I just feel like the amount of time he's spent in Golden State, if Golden State has a chance to make a run at being a second chance of being a powerhouse, he's going to stick it out with them because you've got the greatest shooter of all time. I'll give you the greatest shooter of all time going to Steph Curry, but there is no greatest of all time playing on the Lakers currently.
I think the window has closed, Drew. You look at it. You look at this season. This team, they're slow. Klay Thompson is not Klay Thompson no more. After that, like people don't understand that injury took his career. You know what I mean? He's a liability on defense. All he can do is shoot. So he's pretty much JJ Redick. I'm just being honest with you. You don't got lateral movement no more. Steph, not the same. You know what I mean? He's just going to give you shots for shots. But what are they going to do? You got Lucas coming up. You got the Grizzlies. You got all these fast-paced teams. Like that roster is not. They don't even necessarily got a big. Where's Looney at? Where's Wiseman at? You know what I mean?
As someone who's covered the UVA Who's, I've got to give it up to Ty Jerome filling in for the Golden State Warriors' absence of Steph Curry because Steph Curry's injury. Ty Jerome came in and played great and helped them towards a victory. So that was a most recent stat right there. So shout out to Ty Jerome, who I remember driving in a snowstorm back from Charlottesville to my house from covering a game. It was one of the last ones that he played in before they won the national championship that year. So definitely shout out to him for filling in great with the Warriors.
I just don't think they have enough, man, to repeat. It's just what I'm seeing out of the West. I don't think it's the same West as like last year. I think these teams are getting better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying they're going to repeat. I just feel like if they finish off strong this year, there's a really good chance that Draymond comes back for another 1 or 2 year deal potentially in Golden State. But I see your point, though. I mean, him and LeBron are boys, just like he was boys with Carmelo Anthony and eventually brought him to LA. Everybody on the Banana Boat crew has been and played with LeBron at some point, with the exception of Chris Paul.
They don't want that to happen. They don't want that to happen.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they played together on the Olympic teams. Yeah. So, I mean, technically they still played together. But, yeah, I mean, LeBron's had a great story career, 20 years. I just feel like they're going to have to make some type of move before the trade deadline and bring another big person in. Not big big person, but just like a big name in to kind of help complete this team if they want to go on a run this year. Because right now, right this minute, Rod, at 15-21 as you stand going in against the Hornets tonight, who are 10-27 in Charlotte. If you lose to the Hornets, I won't let you live that down, my man. I'm going to keep firing at you about how bad the Lakers are if you lose to the Hornets and won the greatest of all time to lead that team in the front office in Michael Jordan.
But what are they going to get out of it?
They're going to lose, and the Hornets are going to win, and Michael Jordan has bragging rights that I'm the greatest of all time. Just put a front office team together that still sucks. They're 10-27, but they'll be 11-27, and they'll have beaten the second greatest of all time.
Did you see the highlight one time when I think he was with the Miami Heat, and he dunked right in front of Michael Jordan? He said and looked at him, stared at him. You remember that? It was in the playoffs.
Did he stare at him like this?
No. He was staring at Michael. He stared at Michael while he was leaving.
Oh, I did not see that one. I'm gonna have to look that one up because when you said stare at him, I think of this when he's trying to dress up like the king and play dress up, and Michael Jordan's looking at him like, "Come on, bro."
You should get Isaiah. Go bring an Isaiah picture out.
In due time, my man. But we have covered 3 rounds so far on this show. Let's go ahead and see what the fans got to say at the midway point. Take it into some medial mayhem. And we got some comments from the fans there, Rod. Let's go ahead and see what our fans got to say. Thank you all for tuning in. Keep the comments coming, and we'll acknowledge them here at the midway point and at the end of the show for the new ones after that. First of all, at 7 o'clock this morning, my man was hyped at 7:20 a.m. Rod jumps on here and says, let's go. He's definitely brought the fire. Thank you again, Rod, for being here, my man. Darrell with the typo, but we'll just still say Drew and Rod here for episode 67. Have a great show, he says. Thank you for joining in for the short term there, Darrell. We definitely appreciate it. Ike doesn't give a fuck has made it into the house. My man Ike with the cool name that I made this little clip for before because when you say it, it sounds like a Disturbed song. Ike doesn't give a fuck. Fuck. Absolutely there, Rod. So it's a sweet name. I'm very, very envious of that name. I really like that name. Good job there, Ike's parents, for naming him that. MJ is the GOAT, he says. Rod definitely disagrees. Oh, I agree, Ike. Thanks for that awesome comment there, Ike. Let's see what else we got up in here. Says, come on, Rod. Come on, Rod. He didn't like that you were saying it. LeBust, L-E-B-U-S-T, is the greatest of all time. T.O. doesn't have the balls to come back, says Ike. That's why he asked for so much money. Laugh out loud. What do you think about that there, Rod? Do you agree with that one?
I don't.
For the sake of debate, and for good times, I'm going to say absolutely he wanted way too much money. Absolutely, Ike. That's why we're going to go with one more yes. Because if he really wanted to play there, Rod, if he really wanted to, he'd be marching into his agent's office right now and saying this. You're fired. Come on, man. If he really wanted to play, he would have. What do you think?
No, I disagree, Drew.
He disagrees. He doesn't agree. Send AD for Ayton, says Ike. He was definitely agreeing with that. He's definitely checked out similar news articles, I guess. Corey Mann is here. Welcome back there, Corey Mann, a 3-time Vault of Fame inductee. So welcome back there, Corey, for being here part of the show in the comments. Lakers need to rehaul. LeBron is the only one that is safe. How do you feel about that?
Nobody else is going to take the rest of the pieces. Who's going to take the trade for any of these pieces? AD, you're gonna have to give up the whole. You're gonna have to get off, like you said, all of them picks up. I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, Westbrook's contract ends after this year. Your biggest piece that you can move is AD because everybody else is kind of they only have like 1 and 2 year deals, so they're a little bit easier to cut bait with. AD is your longest reigning contract besides LeBron, so he's your biggest asset that you can move and get things in return for. But I agree with you, Corey. They need to rehaul because LeBron's the only one that's safe because he recently signed that 4-year extension or whatnot. The type of return you can get for AD is phenomenal. It's time to move on, get picks back, and some decent young players. Absolutely, Corey, you're spot on with that. AD and Ayton is not a trade at all. It's not a level trade at all. Well, what I was saying was the reports are you would send AD a first-round pick. I think it was 2025 first-round pick. 2026, they would exchange first-round picks between the two teams. In 2027 or 2028, they would send another first-round pick from the Lakers. So it's not like 3 consecutive years. It's kind of spanned out. So the way that I read the article or whatnot, it kind of did seem pretty level. But in return, I mean, it depends on what you get. Ayton's younger. AD's older. But you got
Devin Booker? You want to give me Devin Booker? I'll take it.
I don't think they're going to be able to agree for that trade, though. Like I like that. I would bring Devin Booker in, but Devin Booker's also out for the next 4 weeks as well.
Yeah,
because he just recently got hurt too.
Only way I can see this could make sense. You want to give me Lonzo? I'll take Lonzo. Lonzo and what's that center? Give me that Lonzo in that center. I'll take that for AD.
It's possible. It's possible. I mean, when you really think about the perplexion of this team, about this Lakers team, they really need to make some type of moves because if they don't, it's going to be last year all over again.
I definitely can see that happen again. I don't.
I mean, it's going to be rough if they don't make some type of move because LeBron's definitely getting older. We definitely have one more comment. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's Ike's back in. Bring back Shaq. Ike, where have you been? Come on, Steven.
Stay off the weed.
Come on, man. Shaq has been retired for like a decade at this point. There's people completely laughing at this one right now. Even Bishop Bullwinkle is spinning in the grave with this one.
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, to the no.
That's like saying bring Wilt Chamberlain back.
Oh man! Thank you guys for the comments to get to us to the midway point of the show. Let's go ahead and take this into round 4 and see what we've got to talk about for our by the numbers segment on this one.
Round 4.
And here with round 4, Reggie McKenzie is the greatest athlete to ever wear the number 67 in all of sports history. How do you feel about this one, Rod? Are you in or are you out on this one?
I'm out. I don't have nothing to say about this. He definitely is, but that's about it. I don't have any other 67.
It cuts you out. As soon as all it said was that's all I got to say about that. Go ahead and tell us again who your best to wear 67.
I said I don't. I guess he is because I don't know any other 67s. I don't.
Oh, so you're in. So you actually agree with this one. You're in.
Fault.
Say that again.
I said my fault. I had a brain fart. Yeah, you're right.
It's all good. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that have worn this number 67 or whatnot, and it's definitely a testament to actually see, with all the different players that have played in all sorts of sports that have worn the number 67. I mean, when you go back in time and you think about all the different ones that have played, it's tough. It's really, really tough to pinpoint who it is. But actually, Rod, I'm actually going to disagree with this. I'm out. When you look back in time in NFL, I mean, Reggie McKenzie was definitely a big player that played in the NFL and was a contributor to a lot of different teams that definitely made some successful runs or whatnot back in the day. But my number one guy to play for number 67 will be Bob Kuechenberg. Bob Kuechenberg, Kechenberg, played in the NFL, a pillar of the Miami Dolphins offensive line that powered the team to wins in Super Bowl VII, the famous 17-0 Dolphins, and in the following year as well in Super Bowl VIII. Bob Kuechenberg played guard alongside Hall of Famers Jim Langer, Larry Little, and Dwight Stevenson. Kuechenberg was also a 6-time Pro Bowler and 2-time first-team All-Pro in his time in NFL. He started out with the Philadelphia Eagles in 1969 on the practice squad, then got cut. Went to the Chicago Owls of the very infamous football team league in the Pro Football League of America, the PFLA, which is kind of like the minor leagues of that time back in 1969. Then from 1970 to 1984, had a 15-year career with the Miami Dolphins. So, yes, Bob Kuechenberg, sweet last name, sweet career. Got to give it to old Bobby.
Like, how long did it take you to get that research? Because I never heard of this guy.
It took a little bit. It took a little bit, my man. When it comes to this show, you see the graphic at the bottom. You see the layout, the intros. You got to put the work in. It's easy to show up and I just talk and rattle off stats, man. But you got to put in the work to the graphics, the behind the scenes, and then I got to put the mind into the noggin so that way I can rattle off facts to old Rod here on episode 67.
That was definitely impressive. That was
That was the best to ever wear episodes number 67 here for the By the Numbers segment. Guys, before we take this to the final round, I want to show you a promo for a show that's coming up here in the end of January.
LegacyMaker, the All Sports Network, presents a SIRTOBA media production where the struggle is real to be awesome.
Acknowledge me. You should know your role and shut your mouth!
That right there, guys, is the Kayfabe Express coming to you here in the end of January to talk some professional wrestling and the ins and outs of the independent scenes, as well as the higher levels of WWE and AEW. Definitely try to bring it to you weekly, but we'll have some guests on here within the scene as well, and then also some people like Rod, just some people that like to talk wrestling or whatnot, be here on the shows as well. So looking forward to that show kicking off here very, very soon.
How do you feel about John Cena, that John Cena match versus Roman and all that?
You know what, man? I'm glad you brought that up. We'll go into that for a second. I think that we've got enough technology out here in 2023 they could have did a better job covering up the bald spot.
Who minds?
No! John Cena! Remember John Cena?
I was like, God damn, you can see it.
No, I didn't see it till you leaned in. But I'm just saying, they could have done a better job covering that bald spot up. I mean, when he turned around, the last time he wrestled a year and a half ago at SummerSlam, we saw a little bit one. That unit got so bare in that last time he wrestled Roman at SummerSlam to now. Just shave it, John. Shave it.
No, that's his look, man.
Yeah, if you were to look at him from the front, you can still tell he's got hair from the front. He's got the comb over look going good in the front, but when you see him in the back, it looked like someone set that unit on fire. But I do feel like he did great in his return match. I mean, you can kind of cover up some flaws in tag matches, okay? Mm-hmm. He definitely needs to get a little bit more condition, but do I think he's ready to go for 20 minutes of WrestleMania against somebody? No, I don't think so. But could it be done? Yes. But a testament is to be said about the fact that he's had at least one match in WWE for 20 years in a row now. So I was happy to see him back. I just feel they could have done my man better with covering that bald spot a little bit better on the back of his head.
You need some of your hair.
Hey, man, It's still going. I got it put up now. I figured for the last episode today, I'll let it down for the episode 68, but I'm in professional mode. Got Sports Sensei's Unleashed episode 3 done earlier with Snowman. Right here with my man Rod. I didn't want to have more hair than him on here. I wanted to keep it as close to even as possible. I was looking out for my man. So Brian H has hair tonight, so I'll make sure I rock it and flow the locks for you tonight at 8:05. But for right now, it is all about Rod Isaac here with episode 67, as we've got one more round to cover and a topic that I know he is chomping at the bits to say some things to get off his chest about. Let's go ahead and take this into the final round.
Final round.
And here with the final round, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady II should sign with the San Francisco 49ers this offseason. How do you feel about this one, Rod? Are you in or are you out?
I'm out. Tom Brady needs to come back home and bring another title to Beantown, Titletown, New England. He need to come back home. We can go back to the Super Bowl with the weapons we got. He could come take a pay cut. Free agents can come in. Receivers will definitely come back if Tom Brady's there. He definitely can get it done.
Well, another thing too is maybe Jacoby Myers would throw the ball the right way. And not and if he did decide to lateral it, he won't lateral it to the point to where they give it to the other team like the dumbest play in history we saw a few weeks ago. But for the sake of debate, because I don't want to agree with you on this, and for the sake to see Snowman sweat, I'm going Snowman. I said it earlier in Sports Sensei's Unleashed episode 3, how great a dramatic effect it would be if you brought the one and only Thomas Edward Patrick Brady II to San Francisco. Bring him to Candlestick. Let him play starting quarterback. Let him teach young Brock Purdy how to be a starting quarterback in this league, because you are having some flashes in the pan right now. But how great would it be for him to learn from a cucumber ice cream eating, seven-time Super Bowl winning quarterback, one who is still standing tall in the pocket when you block for him? He is a Statue of Liberty. He cannot run. However, he's gunning for 100,000 passing yards. He would be age 46, but you just sign him to a 1-year, $10 million deal, something cheap. Bring him on in. Bring him on in and get that Super Bowl. He wants number 8. Give him number 8. I know I've said for him to retire, but if he goes anywhere next year, he needs to go to San Francisco.
It would definitely be sweet if he could go to San Francisco and win it, because I would love to see Snowman whimper like a little Yorkie dog drinking milk out of the bowl. Because he definitely has another year or two in him. Look at him yesterday. When Mike Evans is Mike Evans, you know what I mean, and receivers, and he got enough time. I knew he wanted it when he went for a quarterback sneak at the goal line. That's feisty Tom right there. You know what I mean?
Tom Brady screwed me up because I was expecting him to play like he played for the past month. And I have 2 fantasy teams that made to the championship year in 2 paid leagues. And one of them, I benched Tom Brady because Gardner Minshew scored like 25 fantasy points last week. I put Gardner Minshew in instead of Tom Brady.
Hold up. Chris Jericho.
He completely screwed it all up. So, yeah, Chris Jericho, okay.
Would you please shut the hell up?
So Rod didn't agree with my take. I didn't agree with it either. So it didn't quite work out. But when it comes to one Thomas Edward Patrick Brady II going to San Francisco, for Snowman, it would be just as unusual as this.
It's not unusual to be lonely. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. But when I see you hanging about,
just as unusual as that. So it'd be interesting to see if he actually goes to San Francisco or not. I don't know. But if he's not going to retire, which I've been pushing for the past 4 weeks on this show, go to San Francisco ruffle some feathers of one snowman.
Because they definitely need it, man. You look, you got a crumbled Jimmy G. You got Trey Lance that possibly can get hurt again next year. You need that defense plays so hard. Not to, award them with a ring. It's selfish of you.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to be able to look at Snowman and say this when this happens.
You can't handle the truth.
Because it's looking like it could potentially happen. I know you want him to go back to New England, but you got to compare and contrast. If he's going to go back to New England, he's going to have to work as hard as he did before because Belichick's going to push him to work harder because he doesn't give him any really specialties, especially for being in his 40s playing quarterback, which he should. He's not going back to New England.
Another extra treat. Could you imagine George Kittle and Gronk on the field together?
Gronk's not coming back, though.
He would definitely come back for that chance.
Yeah, I mean, having two of those tight ends on the field blocking on each side, I mean, that would be, and then, of course, to make the plays they make, that would be pretty special to see. I just don't think it's going to happen, though, man. But it's going to be a lot is going to have to tell the tales of time this offseason. We're just going to have to market at that.
I agree with that.
But, guys, we've covered 5 rounds now so far in this show. It's time to acknowledge something as Rod's gotten to this point. Let's take it to the Vaults of Fame.
Acknowledge me.
Join the list of others in this group. Rod Isaac is now locked in the vault with episode 67. Along with this leaderboard list here, Rob Johnson at 12 appearances, Joey Raymond in second at 10, James Brown in third at 4. Then in fourth place, we have Cody Stewart, Terrell Owens, Corey Mann, Michael Bish, and P. Alexander Wally with 3 appearances apiece. And then we also have 12 panelists tied with 2 appearances apiece. And hopefully we can get Rod to join that list again at some point in 2023. Up next, we have episode 68 this evening at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Brian H. Waters of the Wrestling Realm joins me for episode 68 live tonight here on the In or Out Sports Debate. You can check it out here for LegacyMaker Sports Network's handles on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, as well as the TikTok channel, and the latest on LegacyMakerSports.com. You can check out the In or Out Sports Debate on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Twitch, as well as the audio platforms on Apple and Google Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Prime, Anchor.fm, and you can download them individually on iTunes. SIRTOBA Media is the video production brand behind me as well on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and coming soon on YouTube. SIRTOBA.com for the latest with that video production brand, for the struggle is real to be awesome. As always, on Mondays at 1:05 p.m. Eastern, the Sports Senseis Unleashed is live on the SDM Sports Radio Network and syndicated on the Legacy Maker Sports Network in the evenings on Mondays. And you can throw a little tippy if you would like to at DWilly87, cash.app /$ DWilly87, and look at that stoic face on that $10 bill. Again, we are here for episode 67 with the one and only Rod Isaac of the Rod Uncensored podcast. Guys, let's go ahead and take this into the final word where we discuss some final thoughts here on this show and see what we have to say to close this show on out. I actually jumped the gun a little bit there, Rod. Let's go ahead and see what the fans got to say before we give our final word. And for the Mayhem Culmination fans, we've got a few more comments to go ahead and get off right here before we get on out of here. Ike says, Rod didn't study for the test. Ike giving Rod a little bit more of a hard time. I guess there for the time frame looks like for round 4 of the By the Numbers segment, we were talking about Reggie McKenzie.
Hey, I'm like the dude off Richmond High with the pizza.
That's terrible.
I think that was Sean Penn. Wasn't that Sean Penn?
Yeah, it was.
Eating the pizza.
But even Charles Barkley said that's terrible. And, even Miss Brown coming up here saying this.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Come on, Rod. Come on, Rod. Rod just saying this. He's up here saying,
I'll be back.
because Ike's on here telling you that if you don't come back ready next time, he's going to come at you like this, Rod.
Drop kicked it. Looks like Boucher knocked him out cold.
Don't make me get Colonel Sanders on you, or whatever he said. No, Colonel Sanders, Mama's right. You're the devil.
Nobody knows about 67s like that, man. Nobody knows about no 67s like that, man.
Oh, man, that was great. Rod, he comes back with Rod doesn't want Snowman to suffer in San Francisco. I think he does, actually. Based on what I said earlier, I think he does want him to suffer in San Francisco.
You know, I'm the number one troll on Snowman in the morning.
He is. That's why he is all about Thomas Edward Patrick Brady II coming to San Francisco. So with that, next comment is Ryan McCarthy. Welcome to the show, brother. Thank you for joining in right here in the tail end of episode 67. Says, if Gronk plays for the Niners, he's going to have to buy number 69 from Mike McGlinchey.
Why is that?
Well, if you didn't see recently, Gronk did like an interview or whatnot. I saw it on YouTube recently where he was joking around that he wanted to, if he did come back, he was going to play number 69. That's the number he wanted to play. So that's the number he wants to play in. So that's why I'm with you, Ryan. Thank you for the shout out with that. And that is definitely probably likely to happen if that did happen. So I thought Tom Brady eats avocado ice cream. You're probably right. It's cucumber, avocado, it's the same thing. Okay.
Also, Ryan, 2-0. Too legit to quit.
Oh, man. You and that love for TB12, I swear. But, yeah, it probably is avocado ice cream. I'm not 100% sure on it. I just say cucumber, avocado, pear, whatever ice cream, yogurt, Greek yogurt, whatever that man's eating. I don't know. I couldn't keep up with his diet because I like eating, like the real stuff, like steak.
Me too.
Me too. It is what it is. But guys, that's the final part of the comments from the fans. Thank you all for being here with the comments that you had to say. Now, for real this time, let's go ahead and take this into the final word. And for the final word, before we do that, we'll have a little bit of a layover because Ryan did just say this. You can have 2-0 this season. Neither of our teams are going to the playoffs.
Hold up. I'm out. We're definitely going to make the playoffs because I want my receipts right now, Drew. We're going to upset the Buffalo Bills. I said it right here.
No, I disagree. I agree with Ryan. Come on, Rod. Come on, Rod.
I'm dead ass. I got us upset.
All right, guys. We'll see how the rest of this next 7 days pans out, and we'll revisit this topic when I join Rod's show. The next time I join Rod's show, we'll bring this in. But now that we're in the final word, though, Rod.
Hold on, too. Ryan, I want my invite.
Oh, right. He wants to do the No Credentials Required podcast. Same here, Ryan. We'll exchange a bunch of invitations, pen pals, to do it all. We'll make it happen, man. So, yes, we will definitely have to figure this stuff on out. But, Rob, we are here with the final word part of the show. Out of everything we've discussed on this show, the 5 topics, or just anything in sports in general, this is your floor to make it happen. What's your final word?
LeBron is definitely way better than Michael Jordan. Tom Brady, definitely the greatest quarterback of all time. And you know what I mean? That's all I got to say. Also, come follow me at Rod Uncensored Podcast on YouTube. I'm on all major platforms where you can hear audio or you want to see some visuals on YouTube. And that's the bottom line because Rod said so.
My turn. All right, so Rod comes up here. Final word. It was to say some blasphemous stuff about LeBust, Lebust, being the greatest of all time. And you know what I got to say to that, Rod? You know what I got to say?
Some good shit.
Stay off the weed.
I can't believe you're going to come up here with your final word of all the things that you could have discussed. And you're going to say that one thing along with Tom Brady being the greatest quarterback of all time. Now, my hat, if it was on, would be off to you on that one. I would give you the greatest quarterback to play of all time. But when it comes to talking about Michael Jordan not being the greatest, you need this.
You should know your role and shut your mouth!
Because there's not enough of this that can make him better than Jordan.
But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We talking about practice, man. We talking about practice. We talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We talking about practice, man. When you come in the arena and you see me play, don't you?
Absolutely.
You see me give everything I got, right?
Absolutely.
But we talking about practice right now.
Michael Jordan.
What?
Correction. Michael Jeffrey Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time.
What?
I said Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball player of all time.
What?
LeBron is not the greatest basketball player of all time.
What?
I'm sorry, Rod.
Say what again? Say what again?
Oh, I'm not, Sammy. I'm not going to say it again. With my final word here, I need to stress it enough that we are here for the new year. Glad everybody made it safely to this new year. We definitely had a great 2022. For the first episode in 2023, definitely a fun one with Rod Isaac of the Rod Uncensored podcast. Thank you again for being here there, brother. We've only got...
Also Kobe Bryant was a better shooting guard than Michael Jordan. And it was way tougher. I rest my case. That's all I had to say.
He was way tougher than Michael Jordan?
Way tougher.
Rod.
He shot his last free throw with a torn Achilles. Did you not see that? He had a torn Achilles. Michael Jordan sat out the whole game, a whole season for a broken foot. This man shot a free throw with a torn Achilles.
He did have a 60-point game for his last game, too.
Come on. He shot Toronto out the... He had 80 points.
And you think that Kobe's better than LeBron? I mean,
No,
Kobe's better than Jordan.
Way better than Jordan.
But LeBron is better than Kobe.
Yeah.
Come on, Rod! Rod! Hey, we've already gone through the final word, and you wait until after all that to bring this blasphemy. I cannot wait until you get on here for your second episode. I'm going to find a way to incorporate that in there. Oh, you just lit me up here for the way to end this episode 67, man. But again, thank you again for being here, brother. I definitely had a blast with you here for episode 67 of the In or Out Sports Debate. Again, you can check out Rod on the Rod Uncensored podcast. We only have one thing left to do, Rod, and that's look at one badass outro. For Rod Isaac, I'm Drew Willingham. Everybody stay safe out there in these streets.